Welcome. Today we're talking with Brian Waldron. He is the president and CEO at Dort Financial Credit Union. Brian, welcome and thank you for joining us at Credit Union Digest.
Larry, thank you for having me. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to talking more about the acquisition.
Great. And Brian, again, congratulations on Dort Financial Credit Union's announcement of its agreement to acquire Flagler Bank. How does the Flagler deal fit strategically for Dort?
Larry, that's a great question, and there's a couple ways it fits strategically with us. One, I do want to say that we are maintaining our focus on Michigan as well. We are a community chartered credit union with the entire state of Michigan, and we plan to continue our growth in the state of Michigan. But the Flagler deal fits well into our strategic plan for a couple of reasons. One, as many people know, us Northerners like to head south in the wintertime. So we do have a lot of members who do head to Florida during the winter months to stay warm. The other thing it does is it adds a geographic diversification to our entire portfolio, not only our loans, but our shares and investments available to us. We really look forward to kind of that strategic model, diversification, and really just serving more members and bringing that community feeling to the state of Florida.
Great. Thank you, Brian. I understand that big dreams take bold moves. Did you seek out the Flagler acquisition?
So I think seek out is an interesting term to use. And what I will tell you is during the interview process and early on in my career with Dort, which I started in March of 2022, I was in really good conversations with the board about what we need to do to advance and grow, how we need to grow in the Michigan market, but also how we need to have a mergers and acquisition strategy moving forward and what that does for us. So right away, we knew that we were going to build that strategy. Now, to say the word seek out, it's not like we were knocking on doors and saying, hey, merge with Dort, or hey, we want to acquire you. But it really was a strategic move where an industry contact had reached out to me and said, I have this unique opportunity, and does that work for you? We did some initial due diligence without knowing any, information on the bank. And as we were going through that, we realized that this was a really well-performing bank, and we were really excited to move forward. I did take some of that information to the board, which was an interesting conversation as a newer CEO to the credit union. And within your first couple of months, you're saying, hey, by the way, I got this great deal and I want to do this. And we had some really good conversations in the boardroom. I will tell you that my board of directors was really in tune with the information. They really digested it very well. And as we walked out of that room, we were excited about the future. But tough questions were asked, don't get me wrong. So seeking out, I will say this. We do have a mergers and acquisition strategy. We want to make sure we are right partners. They are right partners for everyone moving forward. But I would never say that we're the credit union that's knocking on doors.
Great. Thank you, Brian. So with the approvals and reviews still underway, what is your transition focus at this time?
That's a great question as well, Larry. So right now, our focus is primarily getting regulatory approval, right? Now, with the Flagler acquisition, they're a very strong commercial bank in the area of West Palm in Florida. So our initial conversations with them are aligning people and aligning tasks, right, and products and services, and who does what better, right? We are not we're not immune to thinking that Flagler may bring something to the table that we don't currently offer. So we're well open to that idea. But I will tell you, as the CEO, my number one focus right now is all employees, right? The employees of Dort and the employees of Flagler Bank. I'm really sensitive to the fact that employees at Flagler have already been through several community bank acquisitions and mergers in previous lives and previous places they've worked. I'm also, in tune with the fact that anytime you announce a merger acquisition, people on both sides of the proverbial aisle or the proverbial acquisition really start to wonder what's going to happen to me. And so our focus initially is making sure that all people of Flagler and all people of Dort are comfortable moving forward and understand how this is going to interact with each other. I will say that at Dort, we recently had our all-team meeting on Monday where we bring all employees under one roof and we have a great conversation. And employees were asking questions about the Flagler acquisition, and they were really in tune with what's occurring. So we're really excited as we move forward and have a very strong people focus. So that's number one. The second one is really just making sure that customers and members know that we're here to support them. We think we bring a lot to the table for Flagler, and as far as consumer lending, and we think that is going to be a powerhouse piece of the puzzle when we get into the West Palm area. Flagler employees are very excited about offering auto loans and credit cards to their customers. There's a lot of learning curves as you go through this. It's a credit union acquiring a bank, so we got terminology of customer versus member, things like that. So we're just really focused on some of those nuances. But initially, after we get regulatory approval and we get the people in line and we're all set to go, system integrations is going to be a big, big hurdle, right? And so we know that core systems aligning and making sure that we transition accounts properly and making sure that we are there to serve everyone as they walk in the door right away without a blip on the radar is going to be imperative to the success of this. So as we line up for regulatory approval, we're sitting down with all of our vendors and we're working on aligning resources, and we're making sure that we have the right teams in place, and we're building a strategy as we move forward so that on day one we can start to really hit a home run with the customers and members down in Florida, and not losing focus on our members here in Michigan.
Great. Brian, thank you for spending time with Credit Union Digest today and sharing some of the background and activities with the Dort Financial and Flagler Bank transaction. It sounds like a great opportunity for everyone involved. Again, thank you, Brian.
Larry, thank you so much. And I agree, it is a great opportunity for everyone involved. We are really looking forward to our community-minded involvement, bringing that to Florida and the West Palm area, and again, serving our members here in Michigan.
Great. So thank you. So in closing, thank you for joining Credit Union Digest. If you have additional questions for Brian, please see the link in his bio.